Thanks, Michael. Hi, everyone. Happy New Year. So this is a great start to our talks, fresh start. And I think detox is a great topic. It was actually chosen by the library, and I was so thrilled to be able to talk about this because I think detox is such a buzzword, right? It's been kind of in our language for the last few years about cleansing, and I think there's so many products on the market, and it's good to know why, first of all, we're detoxing and what it means to detox and how to select appropriate detox programs that's right for you. So that's kind of what I want to talk about. So naturopathic doctors are primary care doctors. With that said, my name is Dr. Lena Kian. I'm a naturopathic doctor. I have an overview of what we're going to talk about today, what naturopathic medicine is, and then we're going to talk about the different types of toxins and why we need to detox, some of the symptoms associated with poor detoxification pathways. These are the scope of practice you would expect: naturopathic counseling, medical nutrition, botanical medicine, homeopathy, hydrotherapy, physical medicine, psychological counseling. I'm really big on the lifestyle counseling. This is really the core of the talks that I give, things that you guys can do. Some NDs do minor surgical procedures in the office, and then we're not against pharmaceutical drugs. There's a time and place for it, but a lot of times we don't need it. So it's really recognizing first, do no harm. For example, if someone has high blood pressure, they may need a blood pressure medication to control their blood pressure because uncontrolled blood pressure has risks. So until we get to the cause of the problem and help the body heal, we may need an agent to be able to, prevent strokes or any kind of harmful side effects. So this is the philosophy that we follow. So let's start with the core of our talk. The word toxin, I pulled this right out of the Webster Dictionary. Some of the things in our environment to look at is mercury, and it could happen through fish, people who eat sushi all the time, or they eat a lot of, and I'll highlight some of the fish that are high in mercury. That can build the total burden. Or if we have dental fillings, a lot of them, and they're starting to degrade, that can be released in the system. Phthalates, bisphenol A, these are available, it's in plastics. So one of the things I wrote in your handout is do not microwave plastics because the heat is going to rise these plastics and you're going to ingest it. Aluminum in deodorants, cleaning chemicals, cosmetics. A lot of these are things we use every single day and we don't realize that we're introducing chemicals. Actually, cosmetics and creams, lotions are one of the most subtle yet quickest way to get toxins in your system because your skin absorbs it and it goes directly to your blood. Whereas sometimes when you ingest something, have you guys heard of the term first pass effect? First pass refers to your liver saying something about the toxins, saying I'm going to get through this first and then whatever I can't detoxify is going to end up in the blood. So the absorption through the skin through creams is going to bypass the liver's first pass effect. So really be careful about the creams and the cosmetics you use, and also the cleaning chemicals. Just so I don't forget, there are a few great resources in your handouts. If you look at the bottom of the second page, all those 3 websites that I've pointed are places you can go to find clean products, whether it's cosmetics or cleaning agents. You can actually type the products you're using yourself right now, and it'll give you a list of the ingredients that may be in there. So all 3 of them are fantastic resources. So what type of toxins are there? Now, you guys are probably thinking toxins, things that come from the environment. They're coming from outside of me. Don't forget this term. Endogenous is coming from inside of us as well. These are basically metabolic, normal waste products produced during the normal metabolic processes. So, you run really fast and you get that lactic acid, that's a metabolic byproduct. That's why it hurts, because it's building lactic acid. So your body still has to clear that. What else does your body have to clear? Our hormones, especially in women when we have a menstrual cycle, it tends to have to clear the extra hormones out of the system. So if you think about it, your body every day is detoxing the things that metabolically happen inside us, right? And if it's overwhelmed with everything else that we have to deal with through the environment, of course the burden's going to go up and our body's going to get overwhelmed. So we want to lower our burden as much as we can. So other examples you can see, carbon dioxide, uric acid. So we've heard of uric acid with gout. That's actually a metabolic byproduct. Lactic acid, dead bacteria. We don't even think about that. That's a toxin. Free radicals, these are things that we eat actually, but our body can create free radicals if we have, certain, like if we run really hard, that can be a free radical process, like, excess exercise. Endogenous. And then exogenous is things outside of our body. So it's toxins that come from the environment. They can, like I said, enter through our body through what we eat, air, and directly through our skin. And then they build up into our bloodstream. They accumulate especially in the fat cells. So let's just talk about some examples. Chemical pollutants, like I said, household or industrial chemicals, plastics, solvents, flame retardants. This is why there's a little bit of debate actually with mattresses with babies. They add flame retardants as a chemical, but they have to do that part of protecting the baby from fires, right? So there's a lot of debate about that. Do we want to expose the baby to chemicals, but is there a risk of, fire with the mattresses? So, chemicals are starting to become a concern in that aspect. Teflon is, if you use Teflon in your with your cooking ware, I don't recommend it. It's actually a big source of toxins. Heavy metals, like I said, mercury, aluminum, lead, cadmium. Cadmium is really high in cigarette smoke. Pesticides, we'll talk about foods that are the highest in pesticides and foods that are lowest, so you guys can prioritize, minimizing that. Any food additives, you can read the ingredients, make sure you avoid it. Pharmaceutical drugs, can be hard on the body, especially you've probably heard of ibuprofen. There is actually high dose ibuprofen can cause liver damage and liver toxicity, and some people have died from that. So it's really poisonous to the liver in high doses. Alcohol is poison to the liver, cigarette smoke, caffeine. Some of the symptoms that may be related to toxicity. Keep in mind this is one of the possibilities. We obviously want to rule out any other causes that it may be from. But if you've been to your doctor, you've been checked out, everything's checking clear, and the doctor says, I have no idea what's going on, it may be an overburdening of toxins. So, just general feeling achy, headaches, joint pain, fatigue, sensitivity to perfumes. I'll mention that. Keep this in the category as the caffeine. I'll talk about how they're related. Coughing, wheezing, sometimes these could just be the body trying to excrete toxins. I've seen high blood pressure get reversed from people's heavy metals being cleared. So that can, be a big correlation. Neurological conditions, fibrocystic breast disease. There's certain cancers that have been linked to environmental burden or toxicity. So you can see, it really affects our entire body function. And so it's always a good consideration to have. So what does detoxification mean? What is our intention with that? Well, our goal is to remove toxins out of the body. And so we always think, okay, detox, something I take and it comes out, but we don't think about where is this process happening. What I want to promote today is things that you guys can do every single day to encourage your body to detoxify on a daily basis. I'm more about slow and steady than fast and obnoxious, for the lack of a better word. So why do we need to detox? You can see with the rising exposure of toxins, we get through air, food, water, it's no wonder we do want to detox. And I think a better question now, you can see toxins disrupt the body's ability to heal itself. So if we remove that, the body can heal better. The word that I like to use is the obstacles to cure. What is the obstacle to your body healing itself? And unfortunately, the question is no longer, are you toxic? But how toxic are you? And that's unfortunately the sad part of the way we're taking care of our environment. And I think we're starting to awaken as a society, as a nation, and as a world to hopefully take care of our environment and not dump everything in planet Earth and feel the consequences. So let's look at the organs that help your body detox on a daily basis. The biggest organ is the liver. So our liver's right here, right above our rib cage. And then our bowels basically take all the toxins and they remove it out of our body. So here's our colon right there. And then our skin is basically our primary defense system. So that's obviously, we know it's all over our body. And then our lungs are another one. Our kidneys is what helps filter the water. And then our lymphatic system. So what is a detox plan? First of all, a good detox plan is going to address all the systems of detox. Like I said, you want to make sure you have good bowel movements, you want to drink water for your kidneys, exercise because oxygen is going to go to your lungs, you're going to sweat out the toxins. You could even do brushing, like a dry brush to kind of cleanse out the pores of your body. You could do a sauna. Sauna is a really good way to cleanse it out. The lymphatic system through exercise. And obviously foods to help your liver detoxify. And then remove things that are offending your body. So if you want to do a good plan, I think anywhere from 10 to 28 days might be a good idea. You can remove some things that maybe you eat a little bit on a daily basis, like you can get rid of the sugars, you can get rid of alcohol. I'm a big fan of moderation. I think when we go extreme, we tend to maybe overcompensate. So you could go, 10 to 28 days just eating really clean foods. You can just, eat a lot of fruit juice, juicing with vegetables and fruits. You can avoid sugars for a month. Do things that you probably do on a more kind of tighter, kind of cleaner way, just to kind of deep clean your system. Meditation, just really go within your body. There's a lot of things you could do as a ritual just to kind of honor this detox time. Food and lifestyle, again, very important to continue your detox. I put here, don't use laxatives. A lot of people, use laxatives to help with bowel function. Maybe a day or two of it would be okay, but a lot of people use it on a regular basis if they have chronic constipation. It's a really big problem because laxatives make your bowels lazy. It tells your body, you know what, I don't need to have my natural peristaltic movement. I've got something doing it for me. So when you stop it, your constipation gets worse. And then probiotics are always a good idea, or even fiber supplements, because they really help restore the friendly bacteria that sometimes we lose on like an annual basis, or if we take antibiotics. So it's always good to kind of replenish that supply. And then I kind of put this in the bottom because a lot of people suffer through a detox program. It's not meant to be torturous. I think sometimes in the cleansing process, people have maybe when they go through withdrawal, if they're craving sugar, that sort of thing. It should get better. I think a successful program is something where over time your mind clears up, your energy goes up, and you really get encouraged to do it, once or twice a year. Okay, so what can I do to detox my body? That's another question that is common. So again, think about the excesses. Okay, so foods that are high in animal fat, again, fat stores toxins, even in animals. So trim the fat when you eat meats. Eat as much lean as you can. Get rid of additives, get rid of preservatives, processed foods. Here's the dirty dozen that's in your handout. It's number 1, I think, on your resources. Yeah, ewg.org. So let's take a look at, actually before we do, I put here, always wash your fruits and vegetables. It's so common that I get people saying, it's organic, I don't need to wash it. Wash your fruits and vegetables. It's still been touched and touched the soil and all that, so definitely do that. But in terms of the dirty dozen, this refers to the top 12 foods that are the highest in pesticides. And the reason for that is they're more susceptible to insects. So they have to use pesticides unless there's an organic farm that takes care of it through other means. So if you get this conventionally, you're gonna be exposed to a lot of pesticides. So avoid foods like celery, peaches, strawberries, apples, a lot of our summer fruits, unfortunately. Peppers, spinach, kale and collard greens, potatoes and grapes, especially imported. But if you were to budget wisely, you don't necessarily need to eat foods that are in the Clean 15 organic, because by nature they're not as they're quite resistive to pests. There are certain fish that are higher in mercury than others, and just to get like a bigger picture, the little fish, so they accumulate theirs as well. So it's better if you were to eat fish to eat more of the low mercury fish. And I've seen people accumulate, mercury just by eating sushi, all the time. So just really be careful about how much fish you introduce to your body, unfortunately. Okay, so what other steps? Avoid farm-raised fish. Meat that use antibiotics, again, unnecessary things that you ingest, you can just eliminate that. Seafood that's high mercury, shad, swordfish, tuna, and farmed salmon. Do not microwave plastics, we talked about that. And then make sure you eat about 25 grams of fiber, because fiber traps toxins and helps you remove it. Make sure you drink lots of water. We always hear that 8-cup magic. Actually go by your weight. So if you look at your weight, a third to half of your weight in pounds is how many ounces of water that you need. So a 150-pound person needs about 75 ounces of water every single day. If you're detoxing, I would encourage, or doing like a detox plan, like that 10 to 28 day one, you could actually drink more water because more is coming out of your system. Exercise regularly, obviously, to sweat out the toxins. And then I'm a big fan of deep breathing and meditation. I think there's a lot to just the oxygenation of cells through deep breathing. And I think when we meditate, there's this cellular energetic aspect of kind of setting intention. So that's always a great way to cleanse. Just powerful what food can do. So what can you eat to go the other way to help your body detox? These are my favorite detox foods. Beets. Your liver will soak it up and love it. So beets and beet greens, artichokes, dandelion greens, Swiss chard. I'm a big fan. You know, first of all, when you buy beets, don't cut this part. A lot of people do that. This is the best part. So saute it. Sorry if you guys can't see it. You know when you buy beets and there's like the leaves? Cook it, saute it, just kind of like you do with kale or Swiss chard. I actually tried it raw the other day and it tastes just as good. So really good for your liver. Cruciferous vegetables like we talked about, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, celery, apples, green tea. Green tea actually helps you detoxify. Other herbs to look at, I don't know if you guys have heard of burdock. It's actually, it looks like this. You see it a lot in Chinese markets. You can, make it like pickle it, like pickles, or you can just cook it and chop it up in your foods. These are specifically great for your liver. Artichokes, dandelions, turmeric. Who cooks their food in turmeric? Come on, more hands. I want to see everybody next time raise their hands. It has no taste. It has a mild, subtle taste, but it's not like curry. If you guys think it's spicy, curry is a mixture of herbs that has, for example, cayenne pepper. It can have other peppers that are spicy. Turmeric just gives it that color. So if you just get turmeric by itself, it has no taste. So don't be afraid to, use it to saute your greens or, just eat it on a regular basis. It's incredibly anti-inflammatory. There are a lot of good research coming out with turmeric, reducing the incidence of Alzheimer's. So we know inflammation is the precursor to a lot of health and disease conditions. So why not add it to your food every day, and instead of popping pills, let food be your medicine. I talked about milk thistle, but you can see it regenerates liver cells when it's damaged. So mushroom can actually kill liver cells, and milk thistle has prevented that. It's saved lives from mushroom poisoning. How powerful is this herb? And yet it's safe to take it. It's over the counter, it's available over the counter. You just want to make sure it's not the only thing you take and it's part of a comprehensive program. Probiotics, like I said, it really helps balance the good and the bad bacteria. So just kind of summarize what things to consider. So like I said, make sure you have a regular bowel movement. Avoid laxatives. The words you might see are cascara or senna. These are both laxatives that you want to avoid on a long-term basis, because what they do is they're habit forming and they decrease the term peristalsis, which is the rhythmic bowel movement that your colon has. So in other words, they make your bowels lazy. You don't want that. If constipation is a problem, again, find the cause. It's a very naturopathic way of thinking. Why is your body not functioning the way it's supposed to? Let's dig and find the problem. You always want to make sure you have normal kidney function. It's something that your